So for those of you guys that missed the training that we had on Saturday, it was Eagle School on what it takes. It was Eagle School for an accountability group, and we were talking about what it takes to go and close 2 to 4 deals or more per month. That recording is on the Powur Hitters group. Feel free to go to Powur Hitters, and you could go ahead, and what I recommend you do is you go there and you also subscribe to that channel. That way you could have access to the rest of the trainings. Some of the trainings are private. You won't find them there. You're going to have to get them through the direct link, kind of like the door-to-door training, the new homeowner training. Those are private. And so you could only watch those with the link. So anyways, with that being said, this is, if I'm not mistaken, yep, it is the second Monday of the year. So now we're entering the second week of the year, as I call it, the second strong of the year, and it's time to step it up. So as you guys can see, we're doing more trainings. We're being more active. Over last week, I recruited 2 new people into my team, and I'm excited for the growth that's going to happen. So now we're going to focus on duplicating the team, helping other people, recruit more people. That's part of what today's training is about as well. And also building that core group of accountability of people that want to seriously go out there and make a minimum of $100,000 per year. If you were not on that training, you want to watch the replay and let me know. So we're going to do the for those of you guys who don't know, we're going to do an accountability training this Thursday, but it's likely not going to be Thursdays. It's likely going to be on Tuesday or Wednesday. I will not know that until Wednesday when it'll officially be, but I will do the first accountability call and Zoom on Thursday. But again, that's just the first one. After that, it's going to be probably Tuesdays or Wednesdays. So I'll let you guys know that as the time comes. So anyways, let's see here. Got something on the chat. Isela, I did receive your accountability email. Most of you that send me an accountability email, I have not responded to you. So you will get a response from me very, very soon. Thank you for that. All right, guys, if you're able to turn on your camera, turn on your camera. And today I'm going to talk about what are some of the activities, what is some of the time that needs to be dedicated to what type of activity for you to achieve one of 3 things. There's people that simply want to supplement their income. There is people that want to replace their income. And then there are people who want financial freedom. If you want financial freedom, you've got to be a part of the Eagle School Accountability Group. Now, we don't accept everybody, and I will cut people very fast because there's not enough time to put up with people that are not serious, that are merely interested. But if you say that you are serious and you indeed want to, so to speak, burn your ships, right? For those of you guys that don't know that analogy, there's an analogy of, I believe it's in the book Think and Grow Rich, where an army of 300 go to battle to another country. And when they get to that other country, they realize that they're outnumbered 10-1. It's an army of 300 versus an army of 3,000. The general orders them to burn their ships. So now that the ships are burned, the general says, we either win or we perish. And they won because they had no other option, right? It was like, if I want to see my family again, if I want to live, we've got to win. And I believe that if they had that option, if the boats were there, they could have retreated and wouldn't have won. So I believe that that is one of the differences. For me, it certainly was that. When I made a decision in direct sales to burn my ships, and I said, I'm going all in. I'm going to be Mr. whatever it is that I'm selling. In this case, I am Mr. Solar. I am the solar hero. You guys see my shirt? Solar hero, right? That's what I brand. I want a minimum in my first 6 months, and this should be a goal for you as well, for a minimum of 200 people to know that you are the solar person. Whenever a conversation comes up about solar, they know it's you. Let me tell you something, that not only is that extremely doable, but you don't have a lot of competition. Think about real estate. Real estate people, right? Everybody knows 1 or 2 or 10 real estate professionals. But most homeowners don't personally know 1 solar professional. Solar agents versus real estate agents, is outnumbered by like a factor of 10 to 1 or 20 to 1. That is a good thing for us. So it isn't that hard. I was talking on the training on Saturday. Last week, I closed 3 deals. 2 of them were personal deals. Why? Because I'm the solar guy. Here's the deal. Here's another little tip before we get started. Pretend like you're the mayor of your city. If you were the mayor of your city, you would be out and about meeting people, handing out business cards, letting people know that you're the mayor. You're here to help. Come and talk to me. That's what I'm here for. Guess what? The guy at the gas station that you normally pump gas at, or a few gas stations in your city that you normally pump gas at, they should have your business card. They should know that you're the solar guy, right? At the grocery store, here's a philosophy. If you're handing out money, you're handing out business cards. The average person transacts, at least before the pandemic, the average person transacts money 2 to 3 times per day. Before the pandemic, I know that right now things are crazy. People are Instacarting things and ordering stuff on DoorDash and whatnot, right? But the point is this: you got to be on purpose. One of the keys to success in any sales is to be on purpose. Be on purpose and have that philosophy. I'm going to be like the mayor, but I'm the solar mayor. I want to get to 200 people as quickly as possible that know that I am the solar guy. So when they think of solar, they hear somebody saying that they want solar. Not only do they know that I'm the solar guy, but guess what? They know that I give referral fees, and that will turn into ambassadors as well. So anyways, guys, let's go ahead and get started. I want to keep this training, hopefully, less than 40 minutes long. So there's a lot to cover. Here's the deal. With Powur, we have the ability to build a team. I am building a very, very big team. I'm probably, as of today, 40 or 41 people wide. That means that I've personally recruited paying members, 40 people. I'm going to train a little bit on some of the scripts, some of the things to say to recruit people. Next week, I'll have a couple of one training on strictly recruiting. Probably I have a training called Recruiting Mastery. I have to edit it a little bit for our business. Okay. And I'm going to promote that. It might not happen next week. It might happen the week after, because I'm going to promote strong to it. And I want to get 100 people to Recruiting Mastery. You want to make sure you stay in touch for that. And I've got people on my team that I've already recruited 10 people, 15 people, right? So the largest team I've ever built is 120,000 people. I know a little bit about recruiting. Anyways, the cool thing about building a sales organization is that this is called the time money chart. Here's the way the time money chart works. In the beginning, and it's important for you to know this and for your team to know this. In the beginning, what we are doing is that we are building, right, a sales organization. We are building our income. But here's the deal. In the beginning, you're investing a lot more time than the money that you're making. I'll give you an example. My first month, I made probably like, I think $600 or $700 my first month, because somebody on my team, this is back in like April. I didn't make my first sale till May. So in April, I believe it was David Small out in North Carolina. He made the first sale, and I wasn't the mentor, but I made the first level override, like $600, right? The 20%, maybe $700. That's okay. But guess what? I put in more than 40 hours per week for that whole month. That's 160 hours minimum that I put in that first month, and I made $600. But see, I know the time money chart. Write this down for your notes. When I tell you these things, it isn't just quotes, it's philosophies. I want you to build in order to be successful, consciously or unconsciously. Successful people and unsuccessful people have a certain set of philosophies. Philosophies are like filters. And these filters, what they do is that they make you view the world, view business, view people in a certain way. These philosophies, also known as filters. So, for example, when people say money doesn't grow on trees, and they heard that their entire life growing up, guess what? They believe that money is hard to come by. And your dominating thoughts, conscious or unconscious, manifest themselves. Okay? So if you believe that, so here's one of the, that's a philosophy. Money doesn't grow on trees is a philosophy. It's a broke person's philosophy. It's not a good philosophy, but nevertheless, it is a philosophy. So money doesn't grow on trees. Here's another philosophy. You have to be willing to work without pay in order to get paid without work. Write that down. You have to be willing to work without pay in order to get paid without work. That is not only a philosophy that you got to have, that is a philosophy that you've got to pass to your sales organization. Now, as a leader that's building a sales organization, we spend time with them. We talk to them. We let them know. And one of the ways that we interact with our sales organization is through trainings like this, and also on one-on-one conversations, is by storytelling. I just told you a story. In April, I made $600. By the way, somebody is off of mute. Make sure you put yourself on mute. Let me see. I'm going to mute all. There you go. So in April, what I did is I made a whopping $600, but I invested about 170 hours a month. Do you think I cared? I didn't care because I know how the time money chart works. I didn't make my first sale until May, probably the second week of May. Great. Now here's what it starts to look like, right? Now, okay, I invested a lot of time, about the same amount of time, but the income was more. So the ratios were a little bit better. Now, don't get me wrong. I went and recruited like 17 people, 16, 17 people, probably my first month. And I prospected a bunch of people. I got a couple bills, right? A couple of deals didn't go through. Jonathan Brunasso did a presentation for me for like a 20 kilowatt system in California. My friend has a mansion, has a $1,100, $1,300 bill, okay, every month, minimum. Okay, that actually is probably higher than that. His average is higher than that, right? So the point is that deal didn't go through because they had to refinance. But as you keep building, you keep planting seeds, you keep getting leads, you keep getting utility bills, you're building up your pipeline, but you're also simultaneously recruiting other people. And I'm going to get into, at the end of this training, some scripts and some tips on how to recruit other people. Then all of a sudden, here's the way it starts looking, right? It starts then maybe first quarter, you invested a whole lot of time, made very little money. Second quarter, you invested still more time than money. Maybe by the third quarter, the time and money that you're investing is pretty equal. Now you start to see it, but see, it takes vision. Write this down. Here's another philosophy. Successful people, this is so important, guys, for your notes. Successful people have vision. Everybody else has sight. There's a big difference between vision and sight. Vision is seeing the unseen done. You earning whatever your goal is, 100,000, $250,000, $1 million a year or more, that first has to be created in the mind, then it gets created in the physical. But guess what? You've got to write it down, make it a burning obsession, lie yourself about it. I am $1 million. I'm so happy and grateful now that it is December 31st, 2022, and I'm earning $1 million a year. See, your conscious mind says it's not true, but your unconscious mind cannot tell the difference between the truth and a lie. So it believes it. And your unconscious mind, here's the cool part, it is infinitely more powerful than your conscious mind. Keep telling yourself that over and over. If you ever met, I believe the term is a pathological liar. I believe that's the term. That is people that lie so much that they believe they're BS, right? You could use that for good. Like, I am so happy and grateful now that I'm $1 million earner with Powur. I am so happy and grateful now that my team is this much, this big. I'm so happy and grateful that I've got X amount of installs happening this week. I am boom, 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 boom. You keep telling yourself that over and over, your unconscious mind starts to move things, places, circumstances in order to create your reality, in order to manifest your reality. Okay? So it starts like this. Then as you keep going, right? As you keep going, eventually, perfect example, somebody like Charles Thompson. That gentleman is making so much money on a passive income basis, he could ride off into the sunset, man, and he'll be just fine. He could ride off into the sunset, it's cool. But guess what? He's been with Powur. I guarantee you, ask him about his early days. It looked like first quarter here. He was putting in a lot of, then they changed the model. Then he started with a new model about 1.5 years ago. But guess what? Look at where he's at right now. I'm stoked. I'm stoked to know where we're going to be at December of this year. How many six-figure earners we're going to have. And success, write this down. As a leader, if you want to build a big team, here's a philosophy. And say this to your team. Success is not success without successors. Success is not success without successors. When you tell this to your people, they know that you are there to help them. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So when they know, hey, listen, my success is in direct correlation with your success. Imagine if I help you get to $250,000, $500,000, $1 million, or 100,000, whatever your goal is. Where am I going to be? What if I help 10 people? What if you made it a goal in the next 12 to 24 months to help 10 of your guys? It doesn't even have to be frontline people, okay? But 10 of them get to a six-figure income. I guarantee you, you will hit minimum a six-figure income, okay? And the more wide you are, imagine if it was 10 directs, you help make a six-figure income, $1 million total. I guarantee you're probably going to make $250,000 to $500,000 bucks. Okay, guys? All right, let's keep moving. Let's keep it moving. So which one are you? Anytime you join this business, you're going to be in one of these three categories. You either want to supplement your income, you either want to replace your income, or financial freedom. So I want you guys to let me know in the chat, which one of these do you want to be? Before you let me know, you got to know this. Be serious about it. Don't just say financial freedom if you're not serious about it. Maybe you want financial freedom, but you know that your actions are that of somebody who wants to replace their income, which it takes less than financial freedom. Financial freedom is a very serious commitment. It's an all-out massive action commitment. Financial freedom is as if you invested, you got a loan, or you went to your life savings and you invested $500,000 into this franchise called Powur. Let's say that this was a franchise. If this was, let me tell you this, if this was a franchise and it cost $500,000 to join, I would have joined it. I would have figured out how to come up with the $500,000 because that's a drop in the bucket compared to, I watch, mark my words, within 2 years, you're going to have people making $1 million a month with this business. Mark my words. You heard it here first and it's recorded. Okay. Yes, absolutely. Here's the deal. Do they have a different comp plan than you? No. Do they have a different back office than you? Websites than you? No. Right? Can they sell in more states than you can? No. Can they build a team and you can't? No. Corporate doesn't, Jonathan Budd doesn't have a corporate office that has your picture on it that says, do not pay this person. If you do the work, you're going to get paid. We all have an even playing field. Write this down. This is an equal opportunity. Okay? It's an opportunity and it's equal for everybody. Whether you're black, white, Mexican, gay, straight, doesn't matter. That's not what we look at. We look at effort. What kind of effort are you willing to do? Are you willing to plug into the necessary trainings, right? If you like my trainings, I'm going to be here every Monday, man. I'm a consistent mother effer, okay? Just like when I get out of here, I'm going to go bell to bell. I'm going to end up in Vegas by the end of the night, right? I'm going to spend a day over in Vegas with some friends talking some business, right? But guess what I'm going to be doing on the 4-hour drive? I'm going to be making phone calls. I'm going to be closing deals. I'm going to be following up on people. We're going to make it happen, right? Let me let this guy in. Okay, so find out where you want to be. Now let's get into these details. So here's a little keynote, right? So let me know on the chat whether you want financial freedom, replace your income, or if you want just supplemental income, which is perfectly fine. No problem, Rick. I appreciate you. I appreciate the comment, brother. Okay, so here's the deal. Here's a couple little tips, and then we're going to move on. Why are you doing this business? First thing I'm going to give you, and this is a part of the Fast Start training. I'm going to just take 2 minutes on this. Number one, here's a tip. Write down your whys. Write down your goals. It has to be written down. Trust me when I tell you there's power in writing down your goals. Why you're doing the business. I want you to write down some short-term, mid-term, and long-term goals. Here's why. Most people write down long-term goals only. But here's the deal. Momentum. That's one of the key words of any successful business owner, especially in a team building and a sales organization. Why? Momentum is the hardest thing to get, and it is the easiest thing to lose. Okay? Momentum, it's a sin to lose momentum, and it's extremely hard. Think of one of those 1970 Cadillacs. Remember the Cadillacs back then, or even the Buicks or whatever? Super long, heavy metal, super hard to push. Imagine trying to push one of those. So imagine you're right there pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing this Cadillac, a little bit up a hill, extremely hard, but you keep pushing, and after a couple of minutes, you finally got it going, and then eventually you're pushing it with a finger. Why will you eventually be pushing it with a finger? One word, momentum. Because you built momentum. But imagine somebody says, stop and start again. Get to a complete stop and start again. You say, no way. That's a lot of effort. That's what I'm talking about here. So as you come up with little goals, like for example, to make your first $1,000, to close your first sale, to get your first utility bill, guess what? You got to listen. You're checking them off, checking them off, checking them off. What is that creating? Momentum. That is building your belief system. Then guess what? Once you make your first $1,000, guess what? If you can make 1,000, you can make 2. And if you can make 2, you can make 4. And if you can make 4, you can make 8. Now you're making $100,000 a year. But see, it's these little stacks, little blocks. That's why the list is so important. Not only for you, all of your team. Write down your list while you're doing the business. Also, make sure that some of the things on your list pull on your heartstrings. If you keep putting only things that are for you, okay, it's easy to give up on the goals for ourselves. But let's say, for example, my goal when I was 18 was to retire my mom before I turned 30. I also put a watch, a Fossil watch. It was like an $80 watch, but nevertheless, it was on my list. I put a Corvette. Let me tell you something. If I only had the watch and the Corvette and some of the things for me, I would have quit a long time ago. But then I would look at that list of retiring my mom. And I said, hell no, I'm not quitting. And by the age of 28, 27 or 28, I retired my mom. Till this day, she's retired. She's going to go to Vegas with us later on. Okay. So that's a very important key. Next one is make a list of 100 people, contact them, let them know you're in the solar business. If you don't know the script for that, I've got a video on that. I shared it on the Powur Pioneers group. I shared it on the Powur Hitters group. Hit me up. I'll get you that link. If somebody has that link, share it on the chat for the people that want. I'm not going to get into that detail, but make 100 contacts minimum. Champions don't make their minimums their maximums, by the way. A champion will hear 100 and they'll go past 100. Don't make your minimum your maximum. Never take a day off from being a champion. That is my philosophy. Never take a day off from being a champion. So don't make your minimums your maximums. Number 2, contact your list. Number 3, add 10 to 20 power contacts daily. This is easy. Who are your power contacts? It's not that hard to figure out. My friend Denise here, she's a rock star real estate agent. My friend Robin contacted her. Now she's already closed a bunch of sales with us here. She's a rock star. She's got a bunch of installs, right? And she just started not that long ago. That is a power contact. Some of you guys have Facebook friends or people that know your friends that are real estate people that you could contact. And I'm going to tell you what to write to them once they accept your ad. So it's not that hard to go on there and add 10 to 20 real estate people or solar people from other companies. I prefer real estate and alarm salespeople, not so much solar people from other industries, right? Not so much that, because they tend to come with some bad habits sometimes. I prefer network marketers because that's what I am. I prefer real estate agents big time. Real estate agents are already used to 2, 3, 4 month escrows. This is right up their alley, and they have the ideal. The sale, one of the sales that I closed last week was from an ambassador of mine who's a realtor. He just sold the house to the guy. The guy doesn't even have his first utility bill. We closed a 12.5 kilowatt system. Guess what? That came because I contacted a real estate agent. So add 10 to 20 power contacts daily. I'm gonna tell you the script, the message to send to them once they add you. Then when they accept the request, reach out to them. Oh, here it is. Hey, thanks for accepting my request. Wishing you a very successful 2021 in every way. Simple. You're not messaging them to pitch them. Do not message them and pitch them. Don't make that mistake. Making that mistake is the equivalent of me messaging my wife 10 years ago on Facebook and saying, hey, Jennifer, how you doing? Do you want to go out and maybe we could spend the night together? How stupid would that be, right? Not going to do that. I'm going to be nonchalant, right? I'm going to like her pictures. I'm going to comment. I'm going to be a gentleman. Eventually, I'm going to lead up to inviting her out. I know what the goal is, but I'm not going to tell her that right away. Same thing with this. I'm simply letting them know that, right? Guess what? On Facebook, I love Facebook. On Facebook, excuse me, and you could go to Facebook groups for real estate agents in your area. You could pick a company, Keller Williams, Century 21, Remax, EXP, whatever you want. And you can just go and add them, boom, boom, boom. Later on in the day, let's say you make it a habit of adding them in the morning. Then at 3, 4, 5 o'clock, you go back in there and see your notifications, who accepted you. Then you copy and paste the same message, you just change the name. That's it, copy and paste, boom, change the name. Hey, Rick. Hey, Kimberly. Hey, Denise. Hey, Joel, right? Send the same message. And then about half of them are going to reply to you. And guess what they're going to do? They're going to also see, some of them are going to go on your profile and see, and make it obvious that you are in the solar business. Make sure that your profile is professional, okay? Because professionals want to do business with other professionals. Okay, let's keep going. Ways to get leads: warm market, social media, door knocking, new homeowners, ambassadors, and BNI groups. Okay, I'm not going to get into that much. I got into door knocking and new homeowner list. That is what the accountability group is mainly going to be doing: door knocking and new homeowners. We're going to, and social media, but especially door knocking and new homeowners. We're going to hit that very hard. It's a requirement. Every week, X amount of hours have to be dedicated to that. Tools that you'll need. We talked about this on Saturday. For doing the door knocking and the new homeowner list, here's what I used: business cards. I went and I bought a nice polo shirt and I slapped the logo on it. Also, I have a shirt that I got from Anthony Bonilla. If you need polo shirts, you could contact Anthony and he's got them at a good price. He'll hook you up. And flyers. That's the tools: business cards, polo shirt, flyers. And I got tremendous results. And I'm probably going to start doing it again, just because I want to do X amount of personal sales this year, right? And I don't need to do it. I already get a lot of referrals and I have a lot of ambassadors, but I want to go. I'm going to be going, by the way, for those of you guys in the accountability group, I'm going to be going out on the field just like you guys are. I'm going to be reporting my numbers as well. Okay. Even though I got a very big team to manage and I got a lot of, right now this week, I've got at least 5 mentor sales scheduled, 5 mentor presentations scheduled, and I'll have at least 10 by the end of the week. Okay. Let's keep moving. Calendar to commit to: Power Hour every Monday at 9 a.m. Team training series with Jonathan Brunasso Tuesdays at 10 a.m. Company business overview Mondays at 5 p.m. For those of you guys that are new, especially, you want to go to powercalendar.com and you want to go to the onboarding trainings. You want to attend as many of these trainings as you can. The calendar is there, powercalendar.com. You want to go to these because they're going to make you understand the system. It is such crucial information. If you haven't done that, you want to make sure you go there. And then follow our team's YouTube page. If you're a part of the Power Hitters group, make sure you join the Power Hitters group. If you're a part of the Power Hitters group and you requested to be on it and you haven't been accepted, make sure that you message us so we know who you are so we can accept you. There's over 300 people in that group and there's like over 200 requests to be on the group, but we can't tell who's a part of the Power Hitters group. So, and if you're not a part of it, go to Facebook and type in Power Hitters and add it. So let's get into the details of the supplement your income. To supplement your income, it isn't that hard. 2 to 5 hours per week, right? Part-time, spare time. Invite people to events, webinars, talk to homeowners occasionally. You know, I recommend talk to as many homeowners as you can, but if you just want to supplement your income, bottom line, it doesn't take that much, guys. Use your upline for support. Your upline is the people above you, your support system, right? If you got a homeowner that has questions, if you get stuck on something, leverage your uplines. They make money when you make sales. They have a financial incentive to help you. And then you want to attend the trainings, okay? So not that complicated. Now we get to replace your income. For those of you guys that want to replace your income, and not only that, this is also going to let you know what it takes. Some people want financial freedom, but they only really have the effort of replace your income, and that's okay. Maybe after doing these efforts of replace your income, eventually it'll free up more time, or you'll get a bigger vision to where you're going to want to do the things that a financial freedom person does. FYI, these numbers that I'm going to show you for all 3 of these categories are based on the average person. The average person is not doing this full time. Okay, the average person has another job, a full-time job, or a business that they're running. If you are doing this full time, then these numbers have to be drastically bigger than this. Want to make that clear, okay? My numbers were significantly bigger than this because when I got started with Powur, I went bell to bell, full time, more than full time since the beginning, okay? Replace your income, 1 to 3 hours per day. Again, assuming you have another job, 5 to 6 days a week is what we recommend. You want to follow the success system. We have a system in place on how to go out there and replace your income and financial freedom. We taught that Saturday. That training is recorded. If you missed it, let us know. We will send it to you. And if anybody that's on here, if you have that link, please post it on here as well. Okay. So you want to prospect 2 to 3 days per week minimum. Remember this. This is something you're going to hear me say over and over. Do not make your minimums your maximums. The reason why I have this philosophy, some of you guys know, I made a post on Facebook, I believe it was yesterday, about a story about my life. And I obviously I'm not going to get into it. My philosophies of do not make your minimums your maximums. Do not take a day off from being a champion. I teach this to my son. So we work out almost every day together. I train him. This is just how I was brought up, right? I won a world title when I was 18 years old in karate and kickboxing. And that discipline I translate to my business. That is where my philosophy comes from. And I translated it to business, and it yielded me some incredible results. So 8 hours minimum per week, and you want to prospect 2 to 3 days per week. So don't get that confused. When I say 8 hours minimum per week, 8 hours minimum, that means 8 hours per week. So let's say you go prospecting 2 to 3 days per week. You're prospecting for 2 to 3 hours a day. It's doable. If you work 9 to 5 on your job, work 5 to 9 on your business. And it doesn't have to be every day. I recommend big time prospecting to be on a Saturday. Saturdays are incredible days to prospect. Get outside of your comfort zone. Even if you just have some business cards and a polo shirt, you can go knock on doors and introduce yourself to people and tell them that you're the solar specialist. And if they've ever considered solar, imperfect action is better than perfect inaction. Imperfect action is better than perfect inaction. Okay? Get out there and do something. Here's why a lot of people fail. Here's why. They have the aim syndrome. They aim all day. They prepare all day. They're in their website all day. They research all day. They design a business card all day, and they do nothing. They don't take. See, I'm like this. Hey, man, let's hit the field. If you're broke, guess what? Hit the field. Go knock on some doors. Go make 100 phone calls. In addition to adding, that's why I'm giving you the stuff you got to do. It isn't just adding people on Facebook and messaging people on Facebook. That's one of your avenues. Another avenue is making the phone calls. Another avenue is hitting the field. If you want to replace your income, 95% of you that want to replace your income, you're going to have to hit the field. I'm telling you right now. Now, can you be successful without doing that? Absolutely, you can. But see, there's 5% of people, maybe 10% of people, that they have enough of a network and enough credibility with that network that they don't have to do that. They can knock out 1, 2, 3 sales without having to do that. But if you're like me, if I would have saw this business when I was 18 to 27 years old, or even 18 to 30, I would have had to hit the field. When I started this business, I was 37. I'm still 37. It was, back in April. I didn't necessarily have to hit the field, but I hit the field because I could only do so much from home on the computer and on the phone. And I said, not only do I want to do it to close more sales, but I want to do it to learn it so I could teach my people. And I have a system, and the system is already recorded on the new homeowner list. How to close 3 to 4 sales per month, going out and hitting the field 3 to 4 days per week for an average of 3 hours a day. I believe beyond a shadow of a doubt that anybody that's on here can close 2 to 4 sales or more in a month if they do that. It's not hard, but what it takes is effort and consistency. Write this down, and I shared this on Saturday. The reason why most people do not achieve what they want to achieve is because they're either not doing something right or they're not doing something often enough. You're either not doing something right. I'll give an example. Have you ever heard, and I could see you guys with your camera on, I appreciate it. By the way, if you don't have your camera on, try to turn your camera on. Have you guys ever heard the term, the phrase, an apple a day keeps a doctor away? Yes or no? Give me a thumbs up if you're on video. An apple a day gives a, okay, great. Notice that it says an apple per day. It doesn't say 7 apples on Sunday, right? Does that make sense? It's an apple a day. You cannot say I'm going to get in the best shape of my life. New year, new me. That's when I start to roll my eyes. Oh, here comes that bullshit. New year, new me. Same person says it every year. New year, new me. And they're the same damn person. And they say Happy New Year. There's nothing happy or new for them about the new year. Nothing happy or new. It's just like a parrot repeating what everybody says and repeating what they've always said. You can't go to the gym on Saturday for 7 hours and expect to get in shape, and eat good on Saturdays or Sundays and expect to be in shape. It's a consistent thing. So if you go to the new homeowner list, door to door, right? If you do that, and let me tell you something, man, don't think that because we're in a pandemic that you can't go door to door new homeowner list, by the way. There are thousands of people around the world, well, hundreds of thousands around the world, and tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands in America that go to door every single day. Make no mistake about it. I went in the beginning. I started going door to door in April. Just wear a mask, man. And when you knock on the door, you can stand 6 feet aside. Hey, how you doing? You know what I mean? It's not that hard. But it's about getting you out of your comfort zone. So the reason why people don't achieve what they want is they're not doing something right or not doing it often enough. If you go and you prospect 1 day per week, you're not building momentum. Now you're just trying to get lucky. No. Luck, lady luck favors the hardest workers and the boldest people. You got to be bold and you got to work hard and you got to be consistent. Okay? And guess what? That consistency creates familiarity. It creates confidence because you're getting it out there. You're getting it out there. You're getting it out there, right? But if you do the right activity, but you're not consistent, you're not doing it often enough, you're not going to be successful. Or if you're doing something over and over and over, but it's not the right thing, then you're not going to be successful, right? If you're just trying to post up, let me tell you something, posting things on Facebook, flyers on Facebook, you got a 0.5% chance that you're going to get a deal. The majority of you, unless you got a tremendous following and tremendous credibility. But I see, this is one of the common things about direct sales. People think, oh yeah, I'm sharing in my stories, my product or service or a picture of something. I'll post on my wall about this. You got a less than 0.5% chance that you're going to get a deal from that. You want to increase those chances to 10%, 20%? Go knock on some doors. Write this down. Successful people do what unsuccessful people are not willing to do. You want to be in the top, 5% of income earners in Powur? It isn't hard. You know why? Because you've got no competition. Nobody's trying. The world is full of excuse makers and entrepreneurs. I got people in my sales organization, sharp. They know how to sell. They even know how to door knock. They're sharp as a tack, but they just wish for success. They say, I'm going to do it, and I know that they're not going to do it. When I found that out a long time ago, I said, wait a minute. Most of these people in this room, they're not even going to be here a year from now. And they're going to leave this training excited, but then within 24 hours, that shit's going to wear off. All I got to do is do what they're telling me to do and keep my promise that I'm going to do it. Guess what? When I started doing that, I started winning. Because most people on here, they're going to be, I'm telling you, man, this is just the numbers. Most people on here are simply temporarily motivated. They suffer from something called averageness. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create people that have something called badassery. Badassery. That's what I have. I believe when I was a baby, I was dipped in a pool of badassery. And here's the deal. You have that crap too. You were born, you are God's highest form of creation. You were born to be a badass, to accomplish big things. We're doing something noble. There are people right now out there that are looking for an opportunity, and you got one and you haven't talked to them about it. There are people that you know, neighbors, family, friends, Facebook friends, etc., that last night went to sleep praying to God for an opportunity to work from home, and you haven't talked to them. You know what I call that? I call that selfish. Being a coward, I'm talking about myself. I used to be a coward. I didn't used to talk to people. I was being a coward was being selfish. Then I said, why am I not talking to people? Because I'm afraid of rejection. Then I realized, that's it. Is that rejection gonna not feed my family? Is that rejection gonna no? What's the worst that can happen? They're gonna say no. Big deal. Then I started going out there. So I want you to know this. Whether you believe it or not, you do have that badassery that's required for massive success. You just have to decide and commit that that is a case. Keep the promise to yourself. So prospect 2 to 3 days per week. You want to commit to prospecting 2 to 3 days per week. You want to commit to recruiting 2+ people per month. And you got to commit to minimum 3 ambassadors per month as well. Guess what? I could easily put here 10 ambassadors per month, because ambassadors are free. If you talk to enough people and you offer them something free, they're going to join. But see, most people don't achieve things because it isn't that they aim too high and miss. It's that they aim too low and hit. That is a quote by Les Brown, right? If I message, imagine this, if I'm constantly messaging 15 to 20 agents per month, they add me, I'm in their inbox saying something nice, like we said earlier, right? Wishing them a very successful 2021, etc., right? Some of them are going to reach out to me. Some of them are going to engage in conversation with me. Then I'm going to ask them, by the way, Danny, do you currently work with a solar professional? No, I don't. Well, listen, my company has and I use, by the way, the voice memos too, a lot, instead of text. I say, by the way, Danny, reason why I'm asking is because I work with a lot of real estate professionals, and my company, we actually offer a free ambassador program. You know, you can become an ambassador for free, have your own back office, and anytime you refer somebody that goes solar with us, my company will mail you a check for $1,000. Okay, it's free, and I said that it's free from the beginning. Getting 10 ambassadors isn't that hard. I'm asking for 3. But see, some of these ambassadors, they will turn to distributors. They will turn into recruits. But you've got to commit and write it down. Recruit 2 people per month and get 3 ambassadors per month, minimum. Next thing, you want to have a PBR. What is a PBR? A private business reception within the first 72 hours of getting started. Since you've already got started, guess what? You could commit to doing it within the next 72 hours. What is a PBR? Private business reception. You could do it live in person if you want, even though right now a lot of people are worried about it, but I don't think it's a bad idea. As long as you have the social distancing, you have the room. If not, you can do a Zoom. Here's how it works. You want to commit to getting 20 people that you know to commit to showing up to this Zoom. You and an upline, let's say it's me, we present the Powur opportunity to these people. If some of them are homeowners, you may get a sale or 2. Or they might say, hey, man, if I become a Powur affiliate, can I sell myself my own solar system? Or, hey, if I become an ambassador, can I refer $1,000 and refer myself? You sure can. I'm so glad you asked. But see, it's about being on purpose. Most people are not on purpose. Most people wake up in the day, what should I do today? I should probably contact some people. Instead of being on purpose, instead of having a system. See, this is a culture that we're going to create. PBR launches. Hey, man, let's launch your business. Here's a script. Here's what you say to invite people to your PBR. You got to call minimum of 50 people to get 20 to commit, and 8 to 10 will actually show up. What if we get you 1, 2, or 3 recruits? What if we get you a couple of ambassadors? What if we get you a sale? What if we get you a sale, a recruit, and an ambassador? Would that be a successful 1-hour PBR? You damn right it would. You damn right it would. See, we're going to put this business on turbo. And as a leader, we work with the willing. Who's willing? Who wants it? Seriously. So that's a PBR. Those of you guys on my team that want to do a PBR, reach out to me. Let's set it up. You got my Zoom link. I'll be there. And let me tell you something. I am a closer. I can sell ice to an Eskimo. Let's put these people in front of the information and then we'll get them to sign on the line that is dotted. But do you want to win? That's what I want to know. You want to attend every Monday and Tuesday training, and then you want to put the corporate Zoom opportunity webinar every Monday at 5 o'clock. Today, 5 o'clock, there's an opportunity webinar. How many people can you have on there? I'm going to give you some scripts on how to contact some people and invite them for it. All right, let's keep moving. So replace your income. Okay, let me see. Let me check the chat here. Oscar wants to win. Isela wants to win. Let's do it. Let's do it. Jose wants to win. Let's do it. Okay. I know a couple of you guys are messaging. I'm going to keep moving here. So replacing your income. Replacing your income can happen in 6 to 18 months if the system is followed. What if you have a PBR? What if you start prospecting? Here's the thing. Write this down. You want to treat your business like a business. Treat your business like a business. You have a better opportunity. There's guys and girls out there that are starting solar dealers. They go direct to a installer. They start a solar dealer. They open up their corporation. They open up an office and they're in 50,000 bucks. And they don't make what we make. They don't have the opportunity that we have. They don't have all the resources that we do. And it costs you 148 bucks month one and $49 per month thereafter. That is a problem. See, the good thing about Powur is that the barrier of entry is very little. The bad thing about Powur is that the barrier of entry is very little. You get it? People prejudge this opportunity because it only costs less than 200 bucks to start and 50 bucks a month. But you don't understand. This is $1 million opportunity. But see, had you invested out of your pocket 50,000 bucks to open up your solar business, would you treat it more? Here's a question. Would you treat it more seriously than you're treating it now? And 99% of people's answers would be, yeah, no, I definitely would. If you opened up a Subway shop, it would cost you $250,000 minimum, and you'd make about $4,000 or $5,000 a month before the pandemic. $250,000, you would work 60 hours a week minimum, and after you take home $4,000 or $5,000. You could go prospect for 10 hours a week instead of 60 hours per week and close just one deal and make more than that. You see the perspective there? There are people out there that invested $300,000, $250,000 or more in a franchise like a Subway, and they're taking home $4,000 or $5,000 a month before the pandemic. Ain't that crazy? By the way, if you are unmuted, please mute yourself. I hear a little bit of background noise. Okay, there, I muted somebody. Okay, I want that to sink in. That's so incredibly important to understand. So replacing your income can happen 6 to 18 months if the system is followed. You want to show the plan for replacing your income. This is a serious commitment. You want to show the plan 2 to 4 times weekly. I want you to write that down. See, a lot of people think I'm going to replace my income, but they don't know what it takes. I'm telling you what it takes. You got to show the plan 2 to 4 times weekly minimum. What does that mean, show the plan? That means you are presenting either to a homeowner or to somebody to join your business. You are presenting. See, I don't wait for Mondays to present. I got my friend Luis Perez, who already got one of his buddies out in Texas started. I didn't get him on a Monday webinar. I'm not going to wait till Monday. I'm going to get on the phone with them, answer their questions, get them to watch the presentation videos or do a presentation myself. That's showing the plan. Then guess what? We got his friend in Texas started. Boom, showing the plan. Now they're both in today. Guess where they're going to be at 5 o'clock? Watching the opportunity webinar, getting a couple of their folks there. That is the difference between inviting to recruit and recruiting to invite. Now, here's the deal, guys. I'm going to stop sharing my screen because I want to share this with you because this is extremely important. I want you to understand this, okay? I recognize that I'm sharing a lot of information with you. You're not going to get all of this information right now, okay? But here's a way training and mentorship works. I have invested By the way, I'm going to take a little picture here. I have invested literally thousands of hours, literally thousands of hours into trainings like this. Here's a way that this information is going to make sense to you. Consistency. You're going to hear something today that's not going to make sense, but you go to another training, then you go to another training, then you go to another training, another training, another training, another training. Then this training here, it could be 6 months from now or a year from now. This training here makes this training from 6 months ago or a year ago click. It makes sense. There's a lot of stuff. You're not going to get it all. Eventually, the stuff starts to make sense. Eventually, you're like, now I understand why JC was saying this and this and this, or why Jonathan Brunasso or Bobby Smith was saying this, or why Mr. Bud was saying this and this. It's a consistency. See, but that is a key, is this. You want to have that mindset of a career plan. I'm going to be here when other people are gone. I have made a minimum of a 10-year commitment to the solar industry and to Powur. I'm not going anywhere. This is, to me, a sprint, a marathon, and a relay. It's a marathon because I'm here for the long term, but it's a sprint because success loves speed. When you start to go hard, make a lot of phone calls, call a lot of people, have a PBR, prospect, that creates success. Success loves speed. And it's much easier. It's like riding a bike. If you're riding a bike super slow, it's a lot easier to fall. But if you're riding it faster, right, with momentum, it's easier to stay up. Same thing with this business. Okay. So getting back to it, show the plan 2 to 4 times per week. That means presenting to somebody your business opportunity and getting them on a 5 o'clock webinar like today. That counts as one of those showing the plan. Or if you personally do it, or you do it with one of your uplines, right? Or showing the plan, meaning showing to a homeowner, the benefits of going solar. Your goal, if you want to replace your income, you got to be doing minimum 2 to 4 minimum, showing the plans weekly. You guys got that? I want you to write down in the chat. You guys got that? And guess what? If you're prospecting, if you're sending the messages on Facebook, if you're prospecting, minimum 8 to 10 hours per week, minimum, if you're part-time, you will be able to show the plan this many times. When you become a mentor, it's even easier because you're showing the plan for people on your team. And then the key is you want to focus on duplicating 1 to 2 people per month doing this as well. That's not always going to happen, but that's your goal. Who can I duplicate in my team that becomes core? This whole thing is being core. If you're following these numbers in this system, you do your PBR, right? You're prospecting this many times per week. You're adding Powur contacts on social media and messaging them. Create the system for you. For some of you, sending those invites at night after work, it's going to work best for you. For some of you, it'll work best in the morning. Create the system that works for your schedule. So number 5 is become core. All of this is being core. And then you want to identify 5 core people. If you are on my team and you consider yourself core or committed to be core from this point forward, I want you to write down in the chat saying just simply me in capital letters. If you are on my team, and even if you're not on my team, anybody, if you make a decision today to be core, I want you to write on the chat in capital letters, me. Okay. Now check this out. Okay. Awesome. I love it. Danny Zhang, right? Denise, Joelle, Kimberly. I love it, guys. Okay. Danny says, I've won. It's done. The way you work, Danny, MP, Michael Padilla, let's make it happen. Here's the deal. Reggie, Scott, Earl, Keenan, let's make it happen. Darren Jones, right? George, I love it, guys. I love it. So when you become core, write this down. People will do what you do, not what you say. People will do what you do, not what you say. Here's the deal. This requires me to stop sharing the screen again. Because when I stop sharing the screen, it means I'm going to give you some stuff. How many of you especially those of you guys with the camera on. Again, if you can turn your camera on, please turn it on. If you cannot, it's fine. But if you can, turn it on. How many of you guys, and write on, if you're not sharing your screen, write it on the chat. If you are sharing your screen, I want you to raise your hand. How many of you guys would like your teammates or future teammates to recruit 1 to 3 people per month? By a show of hands. Okay, awesome. Thank you, Joe, for sharing your screen. How many of you guys, okay, Lewis, awesome. How many of you guys would like your teammates or future teammates to close 1 to 3 sales per month? You know how you get there? You got to do it first. That's right, Joe, you know. You got to do it. How many of you guys would like your team to be core? Guess what you got to be? Core. You got to be core. And how do you become core? Be on purpose. Now you know what it is. Now you know what's required. See, a lot of people think they're going to reach financial freedom with a minimum wage work ethic. Some people think they're going to earn $1 million income with a minimum wage work ethic. That's not how it works. So this puts things into perspective. What does it really take? I remember when I told my karate teacher, I want to win a world title. He says, you're not working like somebody that wants to win a world title, son. You got to step up. You got to train twice as much, twice as many hours, and you got to run 3 miles a day. And then we're going to step it up from there. That put things into perspective. If I had glasses, I would have took them off, right? I said, so I'm not on track. He says, no way. Not if you want to win a world title. Not even if you want to win a national title, you're not doing enough. If you are serious about that, he said to me, I will show you what you've got to do. And let me tell you something. It opened my eyes. And I said, I'm not on track the way that I thought I was on track. So anyways, become core. When you become core, you can give birth to core people. When you become core, that's being an eagle. Only eagles give birth to eagles. But if you are a duck expecting to have eagles on your team, that's very tough. That's very tough. Okay, let's keep moving forward. Okay, financial freedom. Now we're getting to it. This is taking a lot longer than I thought, but are you guys enjoying this? Let me know if you guys are enjoying this. This is taking a lot longer, but this is extremely important. Financial freedom. Awesome. Thank you, guys. Completely committed person. Even though you want financial freedom, you can do this. You can start this by being part-time. Financial freedom doesn't mean you have to be full-time, guys. You could start part-time and then work your way up to full-time, right? You could start part-time and work your way up to full-time. So I want you guys to know that 3 to 4 hours per day, you want to be working your business. You want to be working your business 3 to 4 hours per day. Excuse me, 3 to 8 hours per day. So you want to be working your business 3 to 8 hours per day, 5 to 6 days per week. Okay. If you're part-time and you have another job, then you can't do 8 hours. I understand that. But I will tell you this, to put things into perspective. Sam Walton, the owner of Walmart, was asked, how many hours should somebody work to get rich? He said, any 12 hours in the day is good. Think about that. One of the first billionaires in America was asked, how many hours should somebody work to get rich? He said, any 12 hours in the day are good. 12 hours, not 8, not 4. I told some of my guys in a core group once, you guys working 8 hours, that's cute. I remember when I was part-time. And they were like, what? I said, because if you want to build financial freedom, you want to go and build a big income quickly, it takes serious effort. The good thing is we got leverage here as well. 3 to 5 hours. You want to prospect 3 to 5 days per week, 15 hours per week minimum. 15 hours is if you're part-time. You could do 8 hours on a Saturday or a Sunday. You could do 8 hours on a Saturday or a Sunday. Those are great prospecting days. I look forward. More than likely this Saturday, I'm going to be hitting the new homeowner list or door knocking. I enjoy it. I enjoy going into the day and saying, I'm going to go and introduce myself to a bunch of people that I don't know, and I'm going to build a relationship with them and eventually sell them a $40,000 system. I like to call that into existence. And if I come out with 1 utility bill or 10 utility bills or 0 utility bills, as a winner, I have the exact same positive attitude because I know it's just a matter of time. There's a ratio that's going to appear. You want to recruit minimum 2 people per month, and you want to get 5 ambassadors monthly. Minimum 2 people per month you want to be recruiting. If you're barely starting, your goal should be to recruit over 8 people your first month. You want to go on an all-out massive blitz. I'm going to get into that. You want to have a PBR within the first 72 hours. I talked about that success system, same thing. Attend the trainings Mondays and Tuesdays. Attend the corporate trainings as well. You want to attend the Monday corporate opportunity webinar as well. So let's keep moving. A lot of this stuff is the same. For full-time, you want to pretend like you invested 1.5 million bucks into this business, and you want to have a minimum of a 1-year commitment. If you invested 1.5 million bucks into your Powur business, how serious would you take it? Again, that is a problem with Powur. That's a good thing and a bad thing about Powur. It's very easy barrier to entry. But if it costs you 1.5 million, guess what? Your commitment levels would be higher than they are now. You want to commit to 10 personally sponsored people in their first 45 days. Again, if you want financial freedom, 10 personally recruited people, paid, not ambassadors, recruits that pay the 148 month one into your business in your first 45 days. That is your commitment. Where are you going to find them? On your cell phone, on your Facebook, getting outside of your comfort zone. You want to commit to 3 sales minimum in your first 45 days. Decide that that's what it is. If your child was kidnapped and the only way to save your child was to pull off 3 sales, how many hours would you be on the field, and how many you would be on the field 8 days a week, 25 hours a day? You would bend reality to make that happen. This is how you build momentum. This is financial freedom, man. We're not talking about extra income for the weekend. What does financial freedom to you mean? To most people, it means 20,000 bucks and above. To most people in America, 20,000 bucks and above, I believe it's $250,000 you're in the top 1%. That's what it means to me. But more importantly than $20,000 a month is $20,000 in passive income that you don't have to work for. That's what I'm talking about. So you got to build momentum. 10 personally sponsored people, 45 days. And you want to commit to 3 sales in your first 45 days. This is putting stuff into perspective. Are you willing to put in the effort and have the big enough belief system for financial freedom? You want to show the plan 3 to 5 times per week. Again, that's if you're part-time, dude. If you're full-time, those numbers got to be up higher. So you should be prospecting more, and that'll lead to more showing of the plan. Showing the plan 3 to 5 times per week means presenting to homeowners and or recruiting people. And the recruiting of people doesn't have to be only your people. I want you to get that straight. What if you got a guy or girl on your team that sets up an appointment with somebody for you to present and show the plan to them? That counts. At the end of the day, you're building your team and you're helping other people. Success is not success without successors. You want to duplicate 1 to 2 people per month to do this. You want to be core. This is definitely being core. You also, in addition to, this is different than the other one, than replacing your income. You want to join some kind of weekly mixer. BNI is a great place. LeTip, Chamber of Commerce, etc. You want to join a networking group and network with other people. Be professional, be consistent, be the solar guy. Also, one thing I forgot to write on here, you want to commit to within 45 days to have 200 people that know that you're in solar and know that you are committed to solar. You want to own it. 45 days, 200 people. When they think, what does Denise do? What does JC do? What does Anthony do? Oh, he's a solar guy. She's a solar girl. That's your commitment. Remember we talked about in the beginning, you want to be like the mayor. Everybody knows the gas station guy, your grocery clerk, right? The bag boy where you pump gas. Everybody, all of your family, all of your immediate neighbors, they all need to know. You need to go and introduce, make some brownies if you have to. Go and introduce yourself and give them some brownies with your business card and tell them, hey, I don't know if you know, just wanted to give this to you. We don't talk very often. We wave at each other from time to time, but I wanted to give you some brownies and also my card. In case you didn't know, I'm a solar professional. So if you ever know of anybody that may have questions or may be interested in solar, I would appreciate if you'd keep me in mind. Guess what? If you do that to 10, 20 neighbors, they're going to know you're in the solar industry. That is a thing. How consistent, how serious can you be? Okay. You want to be core and identify 5 core people. Let's keep moving because we got to finish off this training. 7-10. In the next 7 days, you want to show the business to 10 people. In the next 7 days, you want to expose 10 people to your business. Okay. Best way to do this, PBR. We talked about that. Okay. Here's some tips for a PBR. Your home or office or Zoom. Nowadays, Zoom is a great way to do it. 3 to 5 people, 3 to 10 people to show up is a pretty good number. You don't also want to have 20 people. Then after the presentation, you can't answer everybody's questions. People are going to say, hey, man, I got questions. You can answer them later. You're busy. I would much rather, if somebody has 15 people, have one with 7 and another one with 8. Okay. You want to get double confirmations in what you expect to show up. Use third-party tools or experts, right? If you're having it in person, basic snacks, water, coffee, nothing major, because you want to keep it duplicatable. And don't if you're doing it in your home, do not rearrange your house. Keep it the same way. If you get more people to show up to the PBR than what you expected, it always looks better that you have to pull out additional chairs versus having a bunch of chairs right there and not having enough people show up. Then they know that it wasn't a success. Why? Because there's too many chairs there. These little things on team building, we're going to get into. Right now, we're kind of touching a couple of different subjects. Okay, guys? So let's go ahead and finish off. Invites. You want to take a screenshot of this if you want. Hey, John, the reason why I'm calling you is because I'm having a grand opening of my new business. I'm actually only inviting a select group of people to my house to see what it's all about. Can I count on you to be there? You could also replace house with Zoom. Now, we're going past the time, so we're going to go. I'm going to give you guys the invites, and then we're going to move on. What's it about? Here's a couple of rebuttals. What's it about? I'll show you on Tuesday. It's a surprise. Excuse me. Here's another way to answer that question. I'll just say this. It's got something to do with real estate. I'll tell you more on Tuesday. Trust me, I think you're going to find it very interesting. And make it your own. You could switch off 1 or 2 words to make it your own, right? I'm starting, I wrote that wrong. That S was supposed to be an M. I'm starting my own solar business, and I want to inform all my friends about our incredible referral program. You can be very direct and tell them what it is. Solar is a respectable industry. And you could, and it's true. We do have ad free to it, an incredible free referral program, right? Okay. For a go-getter, somebody's very excited. Get excited, act as if, hey, John, what are you doing on Monday at 5 o'clock? That's more important than learning how to make $20,000 a month from home. See, if you were to call me with that invite, you're at the very least going to pique my interest. You understand? Hey, JC, what are you doing this evening at 5 o'clock? That's more important than you learning how to make $20,000 per month from home. See, that's not for everybody. I want you to know that. Notice how this is for a go-getter. This is for an aggressive, a red personality. One of the trainings that I'm going to do as well is on the personality test. We're going to find out what personality you are. There's red, yellow, blue, and green, and what motivates these personalities. So you know at a drop of a dime who is who, right? Okay, let's keep going. If I could, would you? Are you serious or are you kidding? Hey, Eddie. First of all, you're not calling them and just saying this out of the blue, right? First, you say hello, hope your family's doing well, whatever you're going to say. Then you get into this, okay? So after I do that, I say, hey, Eddie, let me ask you something, bro. If I could show you how to replace your income from home, okay, would that be something that would interest you? That's if I could, and then would you? If I could, fill in the blank, whatever their motivation is. Let's say Eddie wants to work from home because of the pandemic, okay? If I could show you how to replace your income from home, would you be interested? He says, that's usually a rhetorical question, right? We know the answer to that. He says, yes. Great. Now, are you serious or are you kidding? Because I'm absolutely serious as a heart attack, Eddie. He says to me, yes. What's it about? Trust me. I got a 5 o'clock presentation that I want you to look at. Or you could send them a pre-recorded presentation, or you could set up a time to present the opportunity to them by yourself or with one of your uplines. The key is get these out there. Worst case scenario, if they don't want to join the business, make them an ambassador. Okay, let's keep moving forward because we got to finish this. Okay. Invites for an opportunity night. Hey, let me ask you a serious question. If 20 years ago you knew what you know now about, say, Amazon, you could use Uber, you could use Starbucks, whatever you want to use. But hey, John, let me ask you something, bro. Serious question. Let's say 20 years ago, you knew what you know now about Amazon, and you had the opportunity to have invested or gotten involved somehow. Would you have done it? Okay, he says yes. Great. I've got something bigger than Amazon. When can we meet? This is just ideas. This is just invites. You choose what best fit you and what best fit your prospect. This isn't, I'm not saying that this is going to work for every one of your prospects, because it's not. But the people that we're prospecting that are Facebook friends, our family, we more or less know their personality and the things that drive them. This is something that has worked for me to pick there, just to at least get them to see the information. See, when it comes to recruiting, exposure is everything. Exposure, 3 rules to recruiting. Exposure is everything. The fortune is in the follow-up, and work with the willing. Those are 3 fundamentals of recruiting. Exposure, expose as many people as possible. Follow up the proper way and quickly, and then work with the people that are willing to work. Okay, let's finish off. Send them videos or invite them to meet. Okay. Hey, John, I have an idea that I want to run by you. When can we get together for 15 minutes for a cup of coffee? Or when can we get on Zoom? I have an idea that I want to run by you. That idea that I want to run by them is a presentation of this business. Okay. Set an appointment and show the plan. Okay. And then the final one is this: contact and invite. This is to create referrals and to get ambassadors. Hey, look, I wanted to talk to you because I want to start a referral program with you. Maybe we could grab a cup of coffee. You could give me some of your business cards so I can give you some referrals and talk to you about what I do. And you can send me some referrals as well. I just did this. What's today? Monday. I did this last Friday or last Thursday. A friend of mine, he's with eXp Realty. We both agreed to meet over a cup of coffee at a parking lot. We met at a Starbucks. We had to meet at the parking lot. And we started talking. Then he realized, and he says that I'm the one that, because he already had his real estate license, he says that I'm the one that put him onto eXp Realty because I explained to him how Powur is the eXp Realty of the solar industry. And so we got to talking. Long story short, he became my ambassador. He referred me his assistant, who her and her husband want solar. Now, she hasn't answered me yet, but nevertheless, that's what this led to. So guys, that's it for today. And I actually have another Zoom call to get on at 13 minutes ago. The people are actually on the Zoom. So here's the deal. If you guys got value from this training, the best way that you could repay me is just go out there and do it. Let's go out there and crush it. Let's go out there and have an incredible 2021. And, one way that you could is, any of you guys, if you guys ever have any issues with somebody that fails credit, you could contact Louis Rangel, who's my brother, or Monica Samuel. They could help you out. They run my credit repair business. So with that being said, guys, I appreciate you guys. I got to get off this Zoom because I've got another meeting to go to. Hope you guys enjoyed this information. The accountability group, we're going to meet on Thursday. I'm going to send you the time, but the normal day for meeting for the accountability group will not be Thursdays. It'll be a different day. I will know after Tuesday. So with that being said, guys, I appreciate you guys. Let's go out there and crush it. Thank you.